forward to with that feedback, actually. Ruined that for me. Anyway, good evening everyone. Nice to see you here on a Monday night where you're not going out to, Gatecrasher on Monday night. I imagine Gatecrasher was brilliant because you went out with a giant group of friends and then one of you, you're dancing away and one of you go, stay here, I'm going to the toilet. I'll be right back. Stay here. I will make it. And they leave. And you'd never see them again. They would be gone for eternity. I had a night where I just did small loops between the smoking area and the toilets. That night was spent listening to multiple phrases of no slash, no dash, no spray, no lay, my personal favourite, no stink, no pink. It's much better than the ladies do, they just all come out with multiple lollies. I don't understand that. It's just after you've got to lose, I know what I need confectionery. That's exactly what I need right now. That'll get me through the night, that will. But yeah, I better tell you what sort of comedian I am. I mean, like, many comedians have many one-liners, stories, and maybe even complicated jokes. I'm middle class and balding. This is where the material comes from, ladies and gentlemen. That's a gold mine. But being middle class, you've got to find somewhere where essentially you don't look like a twat. Because it's just got this incredible ability of having a posh accent to look like a twat. So you've just got to make sure. So I ended up in Rainbow, which Jesus Christ! Just walking around, I was just sort of wonderfully naive with my posh accent. Hello! Hello! Oh, very strange. Sizing pupils. Hello. Hello. I have bonds. Hello. Just what do you want? What do you, as they say, on? I don't know. Just strange and I'm naive as well. People come up to me and go, mate, you dropping? Well, I'm not holding anything. I don't know what else to do. I quite like this drink, to be honest. I don't see the point of it falling to the floor. It's just strange. Just a strange. But another thing about Rainbow, just going off the middle class section for a bit. I was in there. Did anyone go to the Cirque du Soleil thingamabobby? I don't. It was weird because they brought through a live snake in the audience. I have never. Well, shit's face gone. You know what I need right now? A constrictor of some kind. That's what will fulfill my evening if someone brings a python next to me. But I've got this massive phobia of snakes. So I did a drunk double take, which is very slow, as you imagine. Which is more like this, it's a drunk double take. So what I did is I went off to I literally ran to the furthest corner of the club and did this. I was like proper freaking out. And people kept coming up to me and asking if I was having a bad trip. I said, well, I confirmed their thoughts when I replied, no, I'm just seeing snakes everywhere. Terrifying. But going back to the sort of middle class section, there are areas where you seem like a twat. I've grown up with many middle class friends who also sound like twats. But it just sort of, I was playing a football match the other day and I was in goal. And it was a proper tough football match. I mean, it was top of the league, cash, I mean, it was drawing, it was tense moment of the match, no one knew where it was going to go. Tackles flying in, it was tough. And then I was shouting as I was keeping going, look, left shoulder, Max, left, Mark, left shoulder, left shoulder. And he genuinely turns around in the middle of the match and does this. Do you mean my left or stage left? Of course, I threw abuse back at him. I was like, what are you talking about? Stage left, darling, stage left. Just shrugging. I've done other things like that. That's not the only time. Because I don't like swearing on a football pitch. It's just not. It doesn't work in a posh accent. Saying fuck you doesn't really sound like an insult. It sounds more like an invitation. Fuck you. But so we were 2-0 up in a football match, and then they scored 2 goals. You know what it should have done is turned around and berated my defender. not berated, that would have been even more middle class, but just sort of like shouted in my defence, ripped them to shreds, been furious. Instead, I turned around and went, "Come on guys, this is a farce!" I barely made it out of Brockenhurst College alive. They just sort of, "Get the thespian, kill him!" I think that's what they said, that's what I said. But whatever you say, whatever we are, we are a whole embodiment of students. Everybody is the same but different. Everybody's mixed up. But we're useless as students because what we are is we're the only species or any type of people that I think would, after a night out, get back in, wake up the next day, clothes strewn across the floor, possibly water knocked over when you try desperately to sober up, a half-eaten roosters on the floor, cold and horrible with whatever horse meat they put in it, and just panicking. And you look down at that and think, breakfast. And also, yes, we've got the fees gone up to £9,000 for. Give us a cheer if you don't have the fees. Hey. Give us a cheer if you do have the fees. Yeah. Oh, there's a difference there, isn't there? There's a segment I don't talk to you about because they've got fucking more money than me. But yeah, it's just there was also a bad feeling about this, genuine bad feeling. People were angry, pissed off, but I don't get it. We're paying £9,000, so we've got to make the most of everything, make the most of every opportunity. And then what happens is, mate, you go to the lecture day. Can't be bothered, mate. £9,000! How do we do that? Why? Well, there were student protests as well. I don't understand how there's student protests. We don't turn up to anything. My image of the student protest was one guy signing all his mates in on a register. He's here, yeah, he's here. Yeah. That happens a lot. Just like, my friends ask me, could you sign me in, please? Yeah, sure, sign you in. And then you see their signature, and it's perfectly angled, and got calligraphy and like 4 hearts over 3 different eyes over there. And think, I've got no chance here. My signature, I just lick the paper or draw a cross. I'm fucked. I've got no chance. I'm dyslexic. I don't write calligraphy. I don't know how to spell it. Just awful, I mean, panic. But then, what have we covered? So we covered student life virtually, going out, then maybe doing work. Then, what is there? There is now relationships and sex. That's the next sort of thing you've got to cover out of sort of the student life. And I've learned various things. I'm in a relationship now. And what I've discovered is, up to now in my life, when I get called Matthew, it means I'm in trouble. My girlfriend calls me Matthew all the time, which means I'm as tense as fuck all the time. Matthew, oh, delete internet history. And the other thing, I've discovered that after sex, you cannot say anything that won't ruin the mood. Absolutely, just take the mood, punch it in the gut, dead. Dead. I've got one example of this with an ex-girlfriend. Oh god, it was bad. We finished having sex, we lay looking at each other lovingly. She looked lovingly into my eyes. I looked lovingly into her eyes. She looked up at my smiling face, and without any hesitation, she said, "I've got a pube in my mouth." Kiss me. No missing hair. I don't need that one. But I've got a better example of this, of a girl who actually uses this to her own advantage. And it's brilliant. Because what she does is she takes a man home and has a one-night stand with him. And then, in order to take this sort of awkwardness and turn herself and make herself completely on top in the scenario, but what she does, she finishes having sex with them and then hugs them, holds them close, smells their neck. I'm going to name the baby after you. They're gone in a shot. One thing I don't understand though is she's bisexual. So half the time I don't think that phrase would work very well. I've had a problem with sex on the train recently. I'm just going to leave that hanging out there, actually. Which is what I did on the train. Good laugh there. Sorry, something's got to be said for that laugh. It's just filling the comedians with warmth every time I go to that. Was funny. I have done well here. My heart is full, for man is laughing at the corner. I must ask, you from the 15th century, sir? Let's go and see Midsummer Night's Dream, it'll be alright! I know that you can't laugh for the rest of the evening. I've ruined your night. Okay, back to Sex on the Train. No, but as I do classics, I have weird module names. They're weird, and they're sort of, if you know what we're doing, then that's fine. You understand them, and it makes perfect sense. However, from viewing from an outside perspective, I may get a sort of slightly different view. I mean, I was on the train, and a very attractive girl came and sat down next to me. And of course, it's the man thing to try and not make a fool of yourself, because all attractive girls know each other, as you know, and they pass on information about guys. I think. But they do that, and I was on my laptop, and I was moving cards about, and I saw she was looking at my laptop, and I wondered why, and I looked, and on my laptop, I had highlighted a folder, and this folder's name was Sex, Lies and Violence. She was looking at me wide-eyed, like I had a folder containing my sex, lies and violence stuff. I tried to save the situation, but I said something a million times worse. Oh, don't worry, I studied. She now thought she was sitting next to someone who was doing a degree in S&A. I mean, that was going badly, but then I got out the whip and she had to leave. She very quickly left to the other side. Anyway, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for laughing. Man, you were allowed to laugh again, because, well, did not just fill you with such warmth. Anyway, so yeah. If anyone want to hear more from me, follow me on Twitter, or if you're really keen, just follow me.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely night.